Hey everybody, I'm Baltmatrix, and today we're taking a look at Transformers animated Bumblebee. This is from the Transformers Legacy United line. We already have a couple of the Autobots that are from Transformers animated that have made their debut into the Legacy line. Bulkhead, Prowl, I've already reviewed. Today we're taking a look at Bumblebee, and we will be looking at Optimus Prime in the near future. I think they've nailed the overall look in robot mode of the character. The black and the yellow, very minimal, but it looks good. That head sculpt, it's perfect. I have no complaints. Okay, I do have one complaint. My camera won't focus, but otherwise, very good head sculpt. What I don't like is the size of the figure for the price. This is a deluxe class figure, and it's tiny. It's very tiny. But that being said, so are a lot of the other Legacy class figures that are of deluxe class size, like the Minibots. But as you can see here, he is roughly the same height as Bumblebee from the Transformers 86 line. And he is a little bit shorter than all the Minibots. Still bigger than Spike, though. In terms of posability, head is on a ball joint and can look pretty far up, and it swivels side to side. There is a ball joint in there. I mean, there's the neck right there. Shoulders are on hinge joints, and then you could swivel. Cannot do 360 degree because of that hinge, but that's because of the transformation. Then there's another hinge just underneath it. Swivel just above the elbow. Elbow bends a little over 90 degrees. Fists do not articulate. Again, that is because of the transformation and the nature of the transformation. And I think I might be making a liar out of myself. Hold on here. Yes, there is a swivel. I'm a doofus. It's very tiny and very tight, but it does have wrist swivels. Torso swivel. Legs can kick forward and can kick back and can kick way out. Thigh swivel. Bend at the knee is well over 90 degrees. And there is an ankle rock, but very, very, very minimal. Look at that. That's it. That's as far as it goes. It doesn't go any farther. And if you're wondering, no, there is no hole in the keister for a mount on a figure stand. You're going to have to use one of the grabby claws. While we're back here, let's take a look at the accessories. The figure comes with 2 clear rockets and then 2 little silver and clear blue pieces. These silver blue pieces can come off the rockets, and then they can be used as Bumblebee's stingers. To get Bumblebee to use the stingers, we have to open up the forearms, flip the fists around, and actually turn them the right way. So do that on both sides. And then there are little holes there on the forearms for the stingers to peg into. And they do peg in at an angle, which is a little weird, but then it allows you to combine the hands to do, well, the thing he does in the show. I kind of like that. I kind of like that effect. Yeah, it works. One thing to be aware of with this figure is the clear plastic. The entire chest is clear plastic that is very nicely painted, and then the backpack has a big chunk of clear plastic as well. This all forms the roof of the car in vehicle mode. I have seen some folks online showing breakages of this piece, so just be wary. All right, transformation time. Let's go ahead and get into it. First, open up the forearms and flip the fists up into the forearms. Then come underneath the armpit, grab the chest, and pull it away and down from the body. Flip it up, and then flip it all the way up, flipping the head underneath the back of the roof. Then take the arms and split them apart and pull them out like this. Come down to the forearms, turn them 90 degrees, and then fold them up to the fronts of the shoulders. So we'll actually have the part of the car mode. And then point them straight up to the sky. Come down to the legs, come under the feet, and fold up these little black pieces that are forming the heels. Open up the shins, and then flip in these little black pieces, and fold up the toes into the shins. Now, keeping the panel open, grab the outside of the panel, rotate it around 180 degrees, and then close up the panel. So do the same thing on the other side and close that up. This will form the front of the car mode. And then smush those two together. Take the hips and turn them around 180 and unpeg the hips and flip them forward like this. And the very, very front of the windscreen will peg into halfway into the roof, or into the hood, like that, or bonnet, depending on where you're from. All right, so now we need to fold the arms back, the shoulders back up, and just get everything lined up into place. And just before we complete the transformation, fold the backpack down so you could peg that into the rear wheel wells. And we just got to get the things in place. And there we go. And we have our stylized little Transformers animated Bumblebee, which it looks great. It legit looks great. Proportions aren't exactly the same as the show, but I'm fine with that. The little hot hatchback we have here, I think works incredibly well. And I love the fact that they painted the rims. Yes, thank you, Hasbro and Takara. Now, there are a couple of mount points. There's a mount point just behind the front wheel. There's a mount point at the back of the roof of the vehicle. And there are 2 mount points on the very back of the vehicle. So we can mount the rockets up here. And then you can unpeg. And I've seen folks actually mount the little wasp bits on the back there, but I prefer to put them back like this and just have them coming off the rockets. So it looks like it goes. It's a small vehicle mode for sure. Here's Prowl next to it. It's a tiny vehicle mode, but it's the same size as the 86 Bumblebee, and it's also kind of the same length as a core class wheelie. I mean, roughly. They are close. The Deluxe is bigger, though. Of the Transformers animated figures we've gotten so far, I think Bumblebee is my favorite at the time of this review. I haven't reviewed Prime yet. It's the closest to the style of the show. And that is the big sticking point for me with these legacy figures and animated. Animated had style. Like an amazing sense of style that you can't replicate today. I mean, Derek J. Wyatt, rest in peace, was a genius when it came to the styling of these characters. Say what you will about animated. It looked amazing in motion. And that's probably its biggest legacy, was just how good it looked. The original reveal wasn't that great, but then once we saw it in motion, there's a reason that this series is as big a fan favorite as it is. It looks really good. And sadly, so far, Hasbro hasn't been able to translate that to the Legacy line. Bulkhead is fine, but we still haven't gotten... Oh, wait, we did have a repaint in Breakdown, and I think the mold works incredibly well for Breakdown. Prowl was a disaster. I'm sorry. I do not like that mold for that character. But as Chromia, it works, or the mold works incredibly well. I finally got to see that figure in person, and that paint scheme is gorgeous. Bumblebee's pretty good. Bumblebee is pretty good. I'm just worried about the longevity of the figure because it's the nylon plastic. So just be aware of that. And then Prime, Prime, we'll talk about you shortly. All right, folks, let me know what you think of this little Bumblebee figure down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you all next time.